Hello guys, myself Astha Patel. Today I am going to teach you about the minerals. There are various kind of minerals which are required by our body. So today in this video we will see about the different types of minerals and what all are the functions of that minerals, from which source we are getting that minerals, as well as because of the deficiency of minerals what kind of disorders may arise in our body. So friends, let's see about the minerals. Minerals are inorganic elements needed by the body for the following functions. So minerals are not organic, that was inorganic elements, and we require minerals for following functions like building of tissues, regulate body fluids, assist in a body functions, and help from body structures. So we require minerals to build the tissue. Build as well as repairing of the tissue, we require the minerals, as well as to regulate the body fluids. So there are two types of body fluids, intracellular fluids and extracellular fluids. To maintain the regulations of that both fluids, we require the minerals, because in the body fluids there are various kind of electrolytes or minerals are present. So because of minerals there should be equal regulation of intracellular fluid and extracellular fluid. It also helps in assist various kind of body functions. So various kind of chemical reaction may take place just because of minerals in our body. And lastly, it helps form body structure. To form different kind of body structures, or to make or to formation of a certain body parts, we require the minerals. Basically, there are two types of minerals, macro minerals and micro minerals. So we will see what is the macro minerals and what is the micro minerals. First is macro minerals. It is also known as major minerals. It is known as a major minerals because it is required in a greater than 100 milligrams per day. So because of increased amount of requirement more than 100 milligrams per day, we are terming macro minerals as a major minerals also. Seven are types of macro minerals. These include phosphorus, calcium, chloride, magnesium, potassium, sulfur and a sodium. So these seven minerals are macro minerals or major minerals. These seven minerals we require more than 100 milligrams per day. Next is a micro minerals. These minerals are known as trace minerals. Trace, that means less amount. So because of that we require this kind of minerals in a lesser than 100 milligrams per day. So the requirement of micro minerals are less than 100 mg per day in our body. So there are 11 micro minerals or trace minerals which are required for our body, like iron, zinc, copper, selenium, iodine, chromium, fluorine, cobalt, molybdenum, boron and manganese. So these 11 are trace minerals or micro minerals. These 11 minerals we require less than 100 milligrams per day. See one by one all the minerals. First we are dealing with the macro minerals or major minerals. In that first one is the calcium. So we are getting calcium from milk, cheese, sardines, salmon, some dark green leafy vegetables. The functions of calcium in our body is the calcium is required for development of bones and teeth. It also helps in a transmission of nerve impulses from particular one organ to the brain. It also necessary for proper blood clotting, necessary for normal heart action or functions and normal muscles activity. Because of the deficiency or toxicity of calcium, the person may suffer from osteoporosis, osteomalacia, rickets, tetany, retarded growth, poor tooth and a bone formation. So because of calcium, the majority of disease occur in a bones, because calcium is deposited in a bones. So if we are taking less amount of calcium, that may leads to various kind of bone disorder. Osteoporosis means porous bones, which is characterized by a low bone density or a low bone mass, that means reduced amount of bone tissue and fragile bones. So in the osteoporosis, what happens? There will be a reduce or wasting of bone tissues and the bones are become very fragile, that will be easily broken. So osteoporosis characterized by two things. First one, low bone density or low bone tissue, and second one is bones are become fragile, that will be easily brokenable. Rickets is softening of bones in a children, potentially leading to fractures and deformities. So rickets is also condition of a bone, but rickets occur in a small children. And rickets, that means softening of bones. Osteomalacia, that means bones lose calcium and become softer, may deform. So osteomalacia and osteoporosis are taken place in adults and old age people, where rickets are taking place only in children. We cannot see rickets disease in an adult. So osteoporosis, that means bones are become fragile and loss of bone tissue. Osteomalacia, that means bone lose the calcium and become soft. These two conditions are occur only in adults, whereas rickets, that is a softening of bones and it takes place in children. Next one is tetany. Tetany is involuntary contractions of muscles, that is occur because of toxicity of calcium. Another mineral is phosphorus. We are getting phosphorus from milk, cheese, lean meat, poultry, fish, whole grain cereals, legumes and nuts. The functions of phosphorus in our body is development of bones and teeth. It helping our body to maintain the normal pH level of blood. It is required to constitute of body cells, and it is required for carbohydrate and fat metabolism. Because of the deficiency or toxicity of phosphorus, the person may be suffer from poor tooth and bone formation, weakness, anorexia, that means loss of appetite, and general malaise. Next one is potassium. We are getting potassium from orange, bananas, all the dry fruits, vegetables, legumes, milk, cereals and meat. And the functions of potassium are it helping in a contraction of muscles, specifically of heart muscles. It also helping in a maintenance of fluid balance in the body, required for transmission of nerve impulses. It regulates the heart rhythm and it required for cell metabolism. Because of the deficiency of potassium, person may suffer from hypokalemia, muscles weakness, confusion, abnormal heartbeat. So hypokalemia, that means the level of potassium is less than normal requirement. Toxicity may lead to hyperkalemia, potentially life-threatening irregular heartbeats. So if in our body there will be a less than 3.5 level of potassium, that may lead to hypokalemia, and if the calcium level will be 5.5, higher than 5.5, that may lead to the hyperkalemia. One is the sodium. Sodium we are getting from table salt, beef, eggs, poultry products, milk, cheese and soy sauce. We are getting moderate amount of salt from breads and vegetables, and we are getting larger amount of sodium from processed food. The functions of sodium include maintenance of body fluids, transmission of nerve impulses, it helps in acid-base balance, and it required for proper muscles contraction. Because of the deficiency of sodium, the person may suffer from nausea, exhaustion and muscle cramp. And because of the toxicity, that may lead to the hypertension and edema. So this is the reason why the patient suffering from hypertension, we are suggesting them to take a salt restricted diet or a sodium restricted diet. The pictures of edema. Edema is nothing but fluid accumulation in body tissue and cells. One is a chloride. Chloride we are getting from table salt, eggs, seafood and milk. The functions of chloride are gastric acidity, it helping in a release of HCl acid, regulate acid-base balance in the body, maintains fluid and electrolyte balance, and formation of hydrochloric acid in the stomach, HCl acid. The deficiency of chloride may lead to imbalance in gastric acidity, imbalance in blood pH, nausea and exhaustion. Magnesium. Source of food are green leafy vegetables, whole grains, avocados, nuts, milk, legumes, bananas, nuts, seafood, chocolate and cocoa. The functions of magnesium in our body is it required for nerve transmission. It also helps in a synthesis of ATP cycle. It activates metabolic enzymes required for normal muscles activity, and it helps in a constitution of bones, muscles and red blood cells. The deficiency or toxicity of magnesium is normally unknown, but sometimes it may lead to mental, emotional and muscles disorders. Now we are starting with the trace minerals or micro minerals. In that, first one is iron. Iron we are getting from mussels meat, poultry products, shellfish, liver, legumes, dry fruits, whole grains or enriched breads and cereals, dark green and leafy vegetables, molasses. Also we are getting rich source of iron is from beetroot, dates and jaggery. The functions of ions include it helps in the transportation of oxygen and carbon dioxide. The major function of iron is formation of the hemoglobin, and it is a component of cellular enzymes which is essential for energy production. The deficiency of iron may lead to iron deficiency anemia. So anemia, that means less amount of hemoglobin or red blood cells in our bloodstream. So here in a picture you may see the normal amount of red blood cell and the anemic amount of red blood cell. So in the normal people, if the person does not have any anemia or iron deficiency, they are having the more red blood cell. Or if the person is suffering from iron deficiency anemia, so there will be a decreased amount of red blood cells in his or her bloodstream. So the symptoms of anemia includes weakness or fatigue, dizziness, loss of weight, pallor of skin and coldness of hands as well as on a feet. Next trace mineral is iodine. The best source of getting iodine is iodized salt and seafood. Functions are regulation of basal metabolic rate, and because of the deficiency or toxicity, the person may suffer from goiter, cretinism and myxedema. So you may see the picture over here about that three conditions. The cretinism, myxedema, that means edema and the tissue degenerative disease of the foot, and goiter, that means enlargement of the gland, thyroid gland. Next one is zinc. Zinc we are getting from seafood, especially oysters, liver, eggs, milk, wheat bran and legumes. The function of zinc include formation of collagen. It is also helping in a healing of wound. It is required for normal taste buds, taste acuity. It is essential for growth and development and for an immune reaction. Because of the deficiency of zinc, the person may suffer from dwarfism, anemia, loss of appetite, skin changes, impaired wound healing and decreased taste acuity. So in this picture you may see the person with a dwarfism. Dwarfism, that is nothing but it is reduced or restricted growth, physical growth of a person. Because of the zinc deficiency, the various kind of skin lesions are also arise. Next one is fluorides. The best source of fluorides are fluoridated water and a seafood. Functions are increase resistance to tooth decay and components of bones and teeth. Because of the deficiency of fluoride, the person may have tooth decay, possibly the osteoporosis in the tooth, and toxicity of fluoride may lead to fluorosis, that is condition of teeth, discoloration of teeth or a mottling. So this one is a picture of fluorosis, discoloration of teeth and changes in structures and destruction of the tooth. Another one is a copper. The food source of copper are shellfish, whole grains, legumes and nuts. Copper are required for proper use of iron in the body. It is also required for production of connective tissue, blood, vessels and melanin. Melanin is a pigment which is present in the skin, and because of the deficiency it may lead to the bone demineralizations, that means destruction of bones, and defect in a color and structure of hair. Next trace mineral is manganese. Manganese we are getting from vegetable foods, and it is required for normal brain functions as well as synthesis of urea, collagen, fatty acids and cholesterol in the body, and it is helping us in a digestion of protein in a body. Because of the deficiency or toxicity of manganese, that may lead to several kind of problems in a central nervous system. Next one is the selenium. Selenium we are getting from animal and plant source. The functions of selenium is it protects the cell membrane against the oxidative damage. So during the oxidation process, whatever damage occur to the cell membrane, if in our body there are adequate amount of selenium, so that selenium is protecting our cell membrane because of oxidative damage. And the deficiency and toxicity may not found in a human beings. Next is molybdenum. We are getting from whole grains and legumes. The functions include formation of uric acid, and the deficiency and toxicity are not observed in a human beings. Thank you so much guys for seeing my video. I hope you like it. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.